Like it's been so long since last time we recorded something, so why not doing it today? And before we do that, we actually hit a new milestone. We have 5K subs now. Thank you so much, everyone, for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. It's free. Okay, look at this. YouTube subs, 5K.
I have many friends.
So yeah, thank you so much, everyone who is subscribed, and thank you so much to everyone who will subscribe. So yeah, so in this video here, if you see this situation, okay, see, I did 4 fast moves, and I said that's not supposed to happen because I was thinking about another game where I get to a charge move from Trev on a Talonflame after doing 2 fast moves, which is not supposed to happen. But here it was 4 fast moves technically, which is 4 seconds, 8 turns, against 2 Incinerate, which is 10 turns, 5 seconds. So technically, I am supposed to get to the move, which I did, and I said I'm not supposed to. No, I'm actually supposed to. Huge thank to whom, the one who, yeah, here, this person here is the one who actually told me about it, and thank you so much for correcting me. So if you feel like I coped or said something wrong, feel free to do it in the comment section below, and I do appreciate that. Now let's go back and head into the battles that I have recorded. So yeah, the team, as you guys might know, it's a Trevenant with Tentacruel and Tapofini. It's a Pokegains team. So the team is basically weak to one thing, which is Pidgeot. And I haven't seen that many Pidgeots in the lead. So game number 1, we see a Pidgeot safe swap. The team doesn't have the best answer to Pidgeot, but it does not mind the Pidgeot. So in this game, they swapped in a Pidgeot. I don't know about those people who safe swap a Pidgeot, because technically you're just making yourself too vulnerable to steal. But I'm assuming this team is basically ABB weak to steal. What's the music? Okay, so the surf, the thing landed because they threw the Brave Bird, which was kind of surprised. Like, no one actually threw that move. Now they brought the Gliscor, so technically they weren't double weak to steal. They are double weak to Walrein, in fact. And I haven't seen that many Walrein, so it does make sense running teams right now to Walrein. They got the attack buff, their attack rose. And I was still able to get to the surf here, the Scald, which dropped their attack back, which is nice. Why nice? Because now they don't have the guts to bait. That's like what most people do. If they don't get a boost, they just go straight for the nuke. So that's why we commit the shield here. And let's see, that was right, because if I didn't get the attack fell, people would have, you know, like, would frisk and bait there. But since I got the attack fell back, like the attack was rose, then I debuff their attack, so usually they don't bait. Opponent realized that there is no way for them to win the game at this point, and they just top left it. Now moving into the next battle, we have Kimikoi, and I think he was running Swampert, which he is running Swampert. So let's see how they play the battle, because I'm assuming insta swap to Trev. So in this matchup here, I don't like, the team also does not have the best answer to Trevenant, but it has a decent bulk, so you can rely on the bulk here. And as you see, we have Tapofini, so we don't care about winning swap here. I think I don't shield here. You could argue that a shielding here is fine, because it's going to be a guaranteed Shadow Ball, but the thing is, people don't expect the Blizzard, right? And they wouldn't shield here because they would like a Swampert to be on energy lead. So that's why I commit for the big one here. Does it matter that they shield? I don't care, to be honest. Again, I don't need a swap. If I get swapped, that's fine. If I don't get swapped, that's just fine as well. They were counting, so they decided to throw here. So now what does that mean? That means I'm going to Shadow Claw all the way down as long as I shield once. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. They get to the Shadow Ball here. Okay, they baited. 1, 2. I think this is the Shadow Ball. No, this is not Shadow Ball. No way. They didn't build. Like, they are missing 2 more. So we called the Seed Bomb. And now let's see what's the Trev answer, because they seem to be very weak to Trev, and it's the Zard in the back. We have energy lead, so we can just go straight Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball number 1, and it should be landed because there is no way they would call it. And I'm going to catch a move on my Tapu Fini, and the catch was we successfully caught the move. Because usually people, and if they are in a bad matchup, they don't tend to overfarm. Swampert comes in here. Now, here's the thing. I can win the game with Tapu Fini by shielding an EQ or calling the bait, and I can also win the game with a Trevenant. So what do we do here? Let's see. I go for the Surf, which does not that much, but it's not a bad matchup again, right? Because they need a Hydro Cannon and EQ. So technically, you try to call the first one, because if they Hydro, you easy win. If they don't Hydro, I can still easy win with the Trevenant in the back, right? So now I just go straight for the Surf. I don't need to shield this. Why? Because Zard is energy dry. So I can bring a Trevenant here. I don't know why I tapped the move here. I should not be tapping the move. I can just farm them down, but it doesn't matter. I undercharge here, which is the correct play. Now we get some energy lead here, and I think I can go straight Seed Bomb. So let's see. Charizard comes in. Yeah, we don't need to Shadow Ball at this point. Because remember, Trevenant versus Charizard, the Shadow Ball with the Shadow Claw is enough to KO. So a Seed Bomb is good enough, and I throw the Shadow Ball for no reason here, just because we get there, and we were counting, so it's not a risky play, because I know that I easy get there, and we win that game. So that's game number 2. Now moving into game number 3. I think I made a mistake in game number 5. So, okay, we're playing Trevenant into Swampert again. This is an unlosable game, technically. Because whatever they swap, I have an answer for. So the Walrein swap, I think the one I wanted to talk about. Because you see, the team doesn't have an answer to Walrein, right? So the best play here is you throw a Seed Bomb, and then you go to Tenta. Whether they shield or they no shield, you go to Tentacruel. But they shielded. Now they are half HP. So people usually don't bait here, because baiting does not give them any advantage, while like nuking can help them a bit. So I shield the guaranteed EQ. Now I throw the Scald right before they get to the second EQ. Why? Because for one reason. If this Scald does KO, if they shield, there's 2 situations. 1, I get the Scald debuff. 2, I don't get the Scald debuff. So they shielded, I get the debuff. Now I don't need to shield the second one, because the EQ is going to be debuffed. Why not catch a Spear on Tenta? I don't mind that, but I genuinely prefer to do it the way I did it, because if you're catching, they usually like try to overfarm, so you don't want to put yourself in an awkward situation. And the Seed Bomb is technically you're the cheapest and the cheapest move plus the only super effective. So a Seed Bomb will do half to Walrein, while that's the only move that does half to Walrein. Like, the other situations are like throwing a Moonblast, which requires lots of energy and takes too long to do that. They bring the Swampert here. I committed for the Blizzard just because I know there is no way they shield the move. Now they have the Zard in the back. This is an awkward matchup, but I think I was fast on this swap. So technically, they still get to 2 Blast Burns before they get to 2 Surfs, right? Because it's 7-6 for them. So I decided to shield here, because there is no way they throw Dragon Claw, right? That was a bad timing, but in my defense, there was a frame drop. So technically, when I tapped the move at the beginning of the fast move, but because of the frame drop, it registered mid fast move, so they get a full fast move after. Okay, what's up, Team Money? Blast Burn comes in here, and it doesn't do enough damage, because resisted. And here we don't care about timing, because in fact you want to throw on bad timing, because the fast move is not going to register. We land the charge move. Now it's 2 versus 1, and there is no way this Swampert can beat the Trevenant. I don't know what they are doing. It's just maybe I'm like, even if they have Sludge, I should still win this game. I love just shouting frame drop during battles. Shut up, Capitalize. Hydro here does like 30%. I think it's actually less than 30%. We throw the Seed Bomb. Doesn't matter, but They are staying in. They are throwing charge moves. So why don't I just do the same, right? I'm not trying to be toxic, but I'm just doing whatever my opponent is doing. Okay, moving into game number 4. And we have a Gliscor lead. So this is a bad lead. What you want to do is you want to catch a Night Slash on the Tapu Fini. That's the ideal situation. If you get that, you're in a good spot, okay? So generally, like, you can shield because people will always tend to overfarm on the first one, but they most likely will not do that on the first one. So here they get the boost, which means they will shield, right? So I throw a Shadow Ball. Why am I doing this? They get the boost. I should be baiting. That's a misplay. Now I have to shield, and here's what I'm supposed to do. I still need to catch. So 1, 2, 3. He's at 4. He needs one more. Oh, because I think I miscounted. It's 5, 4, 5. I think that's why. So we're gonna do 1 and then catch. And we catch successfully here. Now my Trevenant has energy. Their Gliscor doesn't have energy, right? So technically it's not as bad now. And here comes the Jellicent. So this is kind of awkward for those people who asked how do I play against a flyer plus a Jellicent in the back. I think this is the game you want to watch. Sorry, you want to pay attention to. So they throw the Shadow Ball. You have to throw a Moon Blast because a Moon Blast will put the Jellicent in almost Seed Bomb range, right? And you want to make sure you're counting and throwing good timing. Unlike that timing. Okay, Moon Blast comes in here. They have to throw another move. They can't just farm down. And we get the attack fell. I don't think it's a great that we get the defense drop. But let's see. Surf doesn't KO. That's bad. I don't like it. Okay, timing is good here. So let's see what's gonna happen. Think I should aggressively swap? Yes. Because at this point, there is nothing this Trevenant can do other than forcing them to throw. So I would rather them dumping the energy here instead of... And then my Tenta gets some energy lead. So I need to wait the clock. I did not wait the clock. Very well played, Yasser. I need to insta throw the Scald because I think it's one wing attack before they get to the EQ. So there is no way they overfarm. I think I can still do one more. So we insta Scald and it's going to come to the back line. And it's usually like I want to say Cobalion in the back, but it's another it's a goat. Okay, it's another goat today, and it's a double. Luckily they don't have wild charge, so I have to throw on 4. And let's see. I think I can still win if I can catch. That's the main thing. Okay, yes, I am doing stab damage, but they have more Pokemons than me. And in this situation, the next one, I think, is in 2 double kicks. This is the sheep. Okay, sheep, goat, doesn't matter, capitalize. 1, 2, 3. And in my defense, I throw in 3 because I expected them to throw on good timing, which is 3 on them, 4 for me. So if I caught there, that would have been a game. So to be... And it does KO. So now what do we do? Well, we just water gun down. And if I did the catch, like if I caught the move, I should have easy won that game. But that didn't happen. And we move on to the next game. But yeah, it was winnable, to be honest. But it's a tough game. Like a flyer plus Jellicent in the back is like the ideal hard counter team. Trevenant into Giratina. So this is an awkward matchup for both. Giratina need to shield a Shadow Ball. Trevenant need to shield Trevenant need to land the Shadow Ball. And they swap into a Core Breaker. I said this before. K-Muck breaks the entire team because it beats every Pokemon on this team. So we need to beat this Pokemon, okay? So what happened is... As you guys know, Tenta get walled by Giratina. So what do? I try to get a shield, and then we swap to Tenta, because Tenta can tank 3 Thunder Punches. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to get some use out of my Tentacruel. Because if this Tentacruel face Giratina, it's going to be a tough game. But if I use Tentacruel here, I can chip the Code Breaker and then Shadow Claw down. Because here's the thing. Most of the Giratina teams are generally don't perform the greatest against a Trevenant, okay? So I don't need to shield this. So I can Shadow Claw all the way down. And I throw the Thunder Punch here. Now we go back to Trevenant. 1, 2, 3. I think they are at the Dark Pulse. So it's kind of risky because they still have health. So they could have just, you know, if they aren't at the move, there's no way they wouldn't throw it. Maybe they have Acid Spray, so that's why. So they brought the Charizard. So we just go to Tapu Fini blindly. And here's the thing. This is the move that's going to do the most amount of damage, right? But Trevenant can sweep their team as well. So technically they are weak to Fini and they are also weak to Trevenant. Yes, Zard beat Trevenant, but it's a scuffed matchup for both. One Surf is enough to KO. But I was worried about the getting Poison Jab down. So how do I play this? Let's see. Because I can't Shadow Claw down. That's like too risky. But I also cannot shield. I think I have to shield at this point and rely on this fast moving them down because I can't throw a move here. Yeah, I cannot throw a move, and I have to hope that this move does not KO. It does KO. Damn. Well, I have lots of energy heat, so let's see. If they bring in Giratina, we just throw 2 Shadow Balls, and we need to make sure that they don't catch either. Okay, they are stalling the clock. So I made sure to do one fast move in case they do the, you know, like the piggyback, they swap back, so it doesn't happen. And now he's a 3 away, right? So we do 1, 2, 3. Wait, they overfarmed because Dragon Claw technically doesn't KO, so it makes sense. So I tried throwing CMP because I expected him to throw a Dragon Claw, but it doesn't KO. So it makes sense for them to overfarm. But I think if they catch, they would have won the game. But also, if they don't catch, I win the game. So yeah, I think that's the end of the battle. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, guys, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and see you in the next one.